Hello, everyone. Thanks, Angie. I'm Cecilia. I'm a product manager at Docker. I don't have a fancy technical title like anyone else in the room. So instead of talking architectural diagrams or sharing different concepts, today I'm going to talk through some horror stories. So again, I'm Cecilia. I'm a product manager working on MCP Gateway. So because of that, I spent a lot of time thinking about what happens when agents go wrong. And actually, Docker has published a series of blogs on it. We call it MCP Horror Stories. And I'm going to share 2 today. The first horror story is about an unauthorized server. So it starts with an intern at a startup. The intern just joins the company and really wanted to get productive quickly. Naturally, they just go to the AI agent and go online to find MCP servers, anything that could help with their productivity. The intern just searches with Google and finds an MCP server that seems pretty legit. It has all the readmes and everything, so then it just install it and start using it. Everything seems pretty smooth, but in the process, there's no review, no one approved it, no one knows it even exists. So what happens in 3 weeks? The security team discovers a data leak. Codebase, APIs, secrets, everything at risk. So the data team just discovers this data leak, but it doesn't know what happens exactly because there was never an audit log, nothing to investigate. Nobody knows. The second story starts in a much safer place. So this is about a larger company. They already know that MCP server needs to be regulated, and so they have a list of approved MCP server. So we have an experienced developer, and it's using an approved MCP server, say like GitHub, and it tells the agent to clean up the repo for them. However, this developer is a strong believer of a fully autonomous agent. So it lets the agent execute everything without confirming. So the agent just gets a list of approved tools and starts to plan its execution. They merge all the open PRs, delete branches, close issues, and in a few minutes, the dev go check out the results of the agent and realize everything is gone. The work in progress PR that was in the local, never push it, never save it in the cloud, disappeared, and branches deleted. Nothing malicious really happened with the agent's execution. Everything was permitted, but it doesn't mean that everything is intended. So I didn't tell these horror stories just to scare everyone this early in the morning for people coming from the West Coast. I'm telling this because this is actually happening at scale. How many developers today in the organization is using AI? The answer is no longer dozens. It's going to be hundreds and thousands or even more, and the number keeps growing. So the question is not if this security leak will happen. The question is really when this will happen, and when this happens, if you will know about it. But the good news is all of these are preventable. So you just have to answer 4 questions for your organization. What is allowed? So which MCP servers, which tools are allowed? Who is doing what? Which user is calling what MCP server, what tool from what client at what time? What is flowing through? So whether a credential is leaking or flowing through your model context. And then lastly, what happened? Whether you have a track record of everything that we just described. And a lot of organizations doesn't have answers to those 4 questions, and that's the gap. And if you want to resolve this gap, close the gap, it's also very easy. So I just pointed out 3 essentials: a control layer, a sandbox, and a very easy way to deploy the 2 of them. I'm going to talk through these 3 things one by one. So first, you will need to have a control layer. That's what we call MCP Gateway. MCP Gateway is a layer that sits between your AI agents and your MCP servers. Everything has to flow through it. So that makes governance really possible. Remember the horror story number 1, that unauthorized server? This can be easily solved if you have a curated catalog for your organization. So if you look to the right-hand side, your organization defines your curated catalog, picks the servers. This includes your custom tools that's only available in your organization. You can also mix match with the available tools that you can find in the market, but the trusted one, third-party ones. Docker also provides a curated catalog for organizations to choose and mix match. So once you have a curated catalog, you combine it with the MCP Gateway. Any MCP server that doesn't exist in the catalog, the MCP Gateway just blocks it. So the random server the intern finds, it just stops at step 0. It will never happen because the gateway blocks it. It's just as simple as that. And having a curated catalog is just a first step. It's just an entry point to the gateway. The MCP Gateway does way more than that. So it handles authentication for you. For all your secrets flowing through, it will never reach the MCP server. Everything stays within your perimeter. It also handles policy management and access control. Those two things come hand in hand. If your organization has a curated catalog, it only is a blanket statement saying your developer has this list of tools. But what you can do with policy management and access control is that you can provide fine-grained control and saying that you can give this set of tools to your developers and that set of tools to, say, like your HR department and any other user groups. You can even define policies on specific agents or sessions. And lastly, you will need, the gateway handles audit logging, so that includes everything, a track record of who did what policies get triggered, what are allowed or what is flowing through. So that is the gateway. It controls visibility. It provides controls and visibility. A lot of people stops at this step and thinking that with the gateway, everything is safe. But I will tell you it's not. Because the gateway controls what the agent is allowed to call, but it doesn't control is what the agent will do. We all know that agents is kind of like have their own mind. It's like a different person. It's pretty non-deterministic in one way or another. I'm not going to solve the non-deterministic problem for you, but I think we can ground the agents in a way that with sandboxes. So Docker sandboxes, or in general, sandboxes, is a capability ceiling that defines what the agent can do, the maximum of what the agents can do. How it works is that a sandbox defines, controls file systems and network access. It's not at a policy level, but at an OS level, below application layer. So if a sandbox say, I don't want write access for my file system at this directory, the MCP server just cannot access it. The agent just cannot access it, cannot delete the file. So that's what makes a double layer sandbox plus MCP server gateway really reliable. So in practice, this means two hard walls. One is that we're running agents in different containers. So each agent will have its own container, own file system. Each agent will have no access to other sessions, no access to other hosts, to the host. And then there is a Docker sandbox running in a microVM, contains all the containers, and the microVM has its own kernel, has its own hypervisor isolation. This is also what our partner Nanoclaw, which is a personal AI framework that is designed security as the first principle, uses Docker to implement their security principle. So as the founder of Nanoclaw said, security has to be enforced outside of the agentic surface, not depending on the agent behaving correctly. And then lastly, what I just described needs to be very easily to deploy and operationalize. So for a lot of organizations, the governance stops if you want to throw away your existing tech stack or do everything from scratch. This is not the solution that you'll be looking for. The solution you've been looking for is not asking you to adapt to that solution. The solution is to adapt to your environment. So you'll be looking for something that works in your environment, whether you want to run it local or run it at a remote environment, it should work. It also would work with your tech stack. For MCP, you'll be thinking about identity provider like Azure AD or Okta. You'll be thinking about Secret Manager, AWS Secret Manager, and whatever that you're using. You'll be thinking about your observability stack, your dashboard. Is that Splunk or Datadog should still work if you want to integrate with MCP audit logging. And lastly, it works in your cloud. It works with your workload. So if you want to bring your own cloud, you want to do it on-prem, air-gap, with one Helm install, you should be able to install everything, whether single cloud, multi-cloud, your infrastructure, your choice. So that's what I wanted to cover. Just to recap, 3 essentials. You need MCP Gateway, you need a sandbox, and then an easy way to deploy it. If any of these resonate and you want to solve all your horror stories, come find us at Docker's booth. I'm happy to talk to you in more detail. Thank you.